Hey LCS, my name is Lexi Marshall, I'm 19 years old, and I'm currently a missionary on the World Race Gap Year. Just a few years ago, I attended LCS and was sitting in the exact same seats you guys are. Last year, I was a senior in high school, and instead of attending college this year, I decided to partake on something called the World Race Gap Year. It's a Christian organization that does different mission trips, and the one I'm on, there are 40 plus of us, all 18, 19, or 20, that just recently graduated high school that wanted to do something different than college. We've been to 4 different countries, and we're currently in our last country. I've been gone almost 9 months already, which is crazy to think. In September we launched, and the 40 plus of us went to Swaziland, Africa. And then in December we went to Nepal, next India, and then finally we're in our last country of Guatemala. All that came with us was one big pack in a small pack that had our tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, a week's worth of clothing, and any other little things. While in Swaziland, our ministry was working at a care point where kids would come after school where they would get their 1 meal a day. Our only job would be to play with them and love on them. After 3 months in Swaziland, we moved to Nepal for 1 month in December. Nepal is considered a closed country, and if you don't know what that means, it means that being a missionary or sharing the gospel is illegal. So ministry in Nepal was more undercover, and my team actually wasn't even allowed to talk about it on social media. We weren't allowed to share what we were doing, that we were missionaries, and we weren't even allowed to say the name of Jesus. So we did a lot of different ministries, like going to rehab centers, praying over temples, going to women's homes, old people's homes. We also did home visits, and we moved around Nepal a lot. My last week in Nepal was actually trekking through the Himalayan mountains to unreached villages. Unreached villages means that no one in the villages have heard the name of Jesus. And we got to go meet people, pray over them, and evangelize to them. And it was hours of trekking through these mountains. But I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to do that. And then after a month in Nepal, we moved to India for 2 months, in northeast India actually, a random part of it, and has an awesome story of 100 years ago, a missionary coming and sharing the gospel, and that has completely changed this one village in northeast India, even though the rest of India is mostly Buddhist or Hindu. Also in India, we got to do a lot of different ministries like construction, rehab centers, working with children in schools, VBSs, things like that. But my favorite part of India was the relationships we were able to build in this village. I miss them so much, and India has been my favorite country so far. So after 2 months in India, we left, and now we have our last 3 months in Guatemala. Here, my team of 7 goes to a village every day to teach English and do a few other different things. Choosing to do the World Race meant that I had to surrender and give up my home for 9 months. I didn't get Christmas at home, and I haven't been able to see any of my family or friends for almost 9 whole months. But that's what we are called to do as Christians and disciples of Jesus, is to deny ourselves and pick up our cross. So in just 1 month, I'll be home and maybe able to talk to some of you guys, but I just wanted to encourage all of you today that you're never too young to make a difference for Jesus and to say yes to what he's calling you to do. So for me, God called me to leave my home for 9 months. Ask the Lord what he's calling you guys to do, because you're never ever too young. So thanks for listening to this, and I hope that this inspired you guys to follow Jesus. Thank you.